Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to Talking to Myself, the part of the day where I talk to myself about things that I was thinking the night before while laying in bed. Shout out to all 525 subscribers at the time of me making this video. I truly do appreciate it. Shout out to Saratoga Peanut Butter and You Know Why, you delicious, delicious peanut butter. And shout out to young Kiefer, Jason Kiefer, for recommending this Nikon Light Touch AF. This is light and small AF. And it's pretty badass, man. I really like it. It's really, really small. Literally can fit it in the front pocket. I got this nice strap to pull out. This is going to be a perfect fanny pack camera in case I want to do dad shit. Even though I'm not a dad, but this is going to be great. I literally love the 28mm focal length. I don't have the batteries in for it yet, but this right here is going to be a winner. I'll figure out exactly how to use it, you know, do all the research and whatnot and look up manuals and everything, but I think this one might be a winner. I can't imagine the Olympus XA2 being able to make me any happier with the size this thing is. You know. Hey guys, I'm making this quick cut in right here because I was just reminded the fact that I had a Leica user tell me this weekend, like, if I don't know why Leicas are priced the way they are and don't know why they have to cost that much, they have to, then I don't know photography, I don't know anything about cameras, I need to go study up on it because I shouldn't be making videos being so uneducated. And all I gotta say, man, is why don't you educate you on some hoes, man? Why, you know, look at me over here with my light meter. I'm exposing for highlights. Expose yourself to some bitches, dog. Back to your regular scheduled stuff now. Just turn this bad boy on, and you got a great 28mm lens. And from what I've seen online and from what I've seen from the photos he's shown me, this is a sharp as hell camera. And so this will quench my film thirst, I'm sure. I got my Ektar 100 and my Ilford HP5 in the fridge. I got my Kodak Portra 160 because I'm a 160 guy. I'm not a Portra 400 guy. Got that I got that on the way, and so things are gonna be great. Reason why I'm not a Portra 400 guy is I just like being able to use that one extra stop of light whenever it comes to manipulating my photos. So I usually overexpose in Portra and Ektar 100 by one stop. The reason why I overexpose in Portra is just because if you're shooting Portra, you're shooting for that pastelish look. Why not make that even, like, that's what you're going for. You're not really going for rich, deep colors or blues or greens or anything like that. So why not shoot overexposed? And then for Ektar, because Ektar has so much contrast that there's so much latitude to play with it. Literally Ektar, I don't get why everyone hates Ektar 100. It is one of the greatest film stocks that there is. That on a vacation is going to be banging. Like literally when we go to Mexico, I'm going to be loading up on Ektar 100. I'll bring a few of some black and white, maybe some Portra 160. I imagine I'll bring maybe 5 rolls and that'll last me the 5 days. But I'm going to be loading up on the Ektar 100 because it's great for scenery, it's great for scenic views, it's great for cityscapes, and then you overexpose it by one stop and you don't get that reddish deep hue that everyone acts like they hate whenever it comes to shooting Ektar. People just don't like it right now because it doesn't look like Portra. It's maybe not as fine a grain I've seen as Portra 400 or even 160, but it's still nice. And I just like the 160 because I can even on a sunny day out, and because I don't use a light meter, I use a rule called sunny 16s, which is if it's bright outside, shoot your box speed and an f16, and you should be fine. You should be good for exposure. But because I like to overexpose with one stop, follow me here, I go to f11. So, but because I'm at 2/50th of a second for my 160 speed film, like let's say I'm Portra 160, I now have that. I can jump to 1/500th of a second instead of at Portra 400 where I start there. So that means I can take it down to f8. So if I want to jump to 1/1000th of a second, now I'm at 5.6. If I want to go to 1/2000th of a second, well, guess where I'm at? Now I'm at f4, and then I believe is it 1/4000th of a second, which some cameras, you know, they'll be able to do. I would be able to go down to 2.8, and so that's the way I used to run whenever I used to shoot film. I used to use that rule of the law of reciprocity, whatever you call it. Start off on sunny 16s, and you don't always need to go that drastic with your shutter speed, especially with the fact that it's not always sunny everywhere. But anyway, that's what I did. So I always liked going Portra 160 because I had that extra little bit, because for me, back in the day, I used to love shooting wide open because I used to shoot, I still take photos of family and stuff. That's just always been what it is. Maybe one of these days I'll get all of my photos. There's a literal big ass chest drawer at my mom's house of all the photos we've ever taken and printed out. I mean, any of us, my sisters, my grandfather, me, my mom, my dad, any of us have taken, they're literally in a giant, and I'm not joking around when I tell you a giant chest. I'm guessing it's maybe like, what would this be? I guess it's about 2 feet, maybe about 4 foot wide, 2 foot, 2.5 foot deep, and then like a 3 foot tall, giant ass chest that's not even able to hold everything because there's still some photo albums on top. But anyway, that's the way we rolled. We've always taken a lot of pictures as family. My grandfather's always been big into film photography. Not that he was like a photographer like this way he did every day, but he was the hobbyist and he loved it, and he loved taking photos of family and everything that's around us. And so we have a lot of great memories. But this is basically what this is going to be used for. This is just going to be a camera to, record some memories, and that's it. There's nothing more to it. There's nothing fancy about it. It's just a point and shoot, but this looks like a really good point and shoot, great condition, and it's going to be great. So I'll load this up with some Ektar 100 and some Ilford HP5 and some Tri-X 400 and some Portra 160. And some of you may think like, damn, you're not putting that Portra to good use. Well, I don't really care what you think. I'm not a film guy anymore, so that's on you. One of the things that I like about film, God, and I said I wouldn't do this, Ansel, damn it. One of the things that I like about film more than anything is when I'm shooting film, I don't feel pressured to get a great shot. And I know that seems kind of weird, especially because you only have 36 or 24 exposures, or whenever I was shooting medium format, 8 exposures, Texas Leica, 8 exposures and things like that. But the thing is that every shot nowadays, because people think every film photo is fantastic, every shot's artistic. And plus the fact that usually I'm getting them printed, and so I can throw them in a box, and so people will see. So if I have a misfire or a weird looking shot or oddly composed, it's still going to be in there, and they'll be able to see and find something. And I think that's one of the benefits of printing out your photos is you're able to see all the imperfections. I posted a video last week of all my hits and misses from the week, just because I didn't really care if people saw where I screwed up. I thought it was pretty funny, but that's what happens. You're gonna miss. Everyone posts their best shots on Instagram, and everyone posts their best shots on online, but so you don't always hit and miss. Even my favorite photographers online, I think of Matthias Berling, Marcus Lloyd. If you guys don't know who Matthias Berling is, Mattias Burling, Matthias Berling is the reason why, after working commercially for photography, videography, and production, why I actually wanted to get back into everything, because I was so technical and wanted things to be the best, and I got kind of like brainwashed into thinking like, if it's not the absolute best at everything, the gear I have and the way that I do things, then I'm shit. Like I literally, there are two schools of thinking. Sometimes there's thinking of, sometimes good enough has to be good enough, and then there's the thinking of, if it's not perfect, why bother? And the place where I worked at, it leaned to, if it's not perfect, why bother? And sometimes they still lean like that, I think. But it causes for a lot of burnout in a lot of people, and for me, I was burnt out. But with Matthias Berling talking about, he didn't shoot charts and all this shit, it was a breath of fresh air. So I loved watching him. Volandis, of course, is another guy, but Marcus Lloyd, if you guys don't know who that is, and let me just verify, his name is Marcus, I'm getting the last name right, I know the first name's right, Marcus Lloyd is his name. Look him up on YouTube. Great guy. A hell of amazing shots, everything that he takes. He shoots on a Fujifilm 645 or 649, it doesn't matter. He shoots on a Texas Leica, which I have an affinity for that, of course. If I ever get back into medium format, that's the body and lens combo I'm shooting. That he has is a Fujifilm 6.4 something, whatever it's called. It's known as a Texas Leica with a 90mm lens, and he shoots on a Leica Q. And a lot of people may be thinking like, I thought you don't like Leica. I don't like Leica because of the way they price their gear. But I've said multiple times on here, if someone was to price a Leica for $2,000-$3,000, a Leica Q, I would buy it in a heartbeat. Why? Well, for the plain simple fact that I love the 28mm focal length. It's a full frame sensor, and the lens alone is probably worth about 2 grand. So that would be a deal that I wouldn't be able to give up. So yeah, I would definitely buy a Leica Q if I had the opportunity to, if it was around between $2,000 and $3,000. But other than that, I wouldn't go for it because I think it's overpriced and they're overpricing it for the name on the badge. To be honest with you, if the X100V was a 28mm focal length or a 50mm focal length, I wouldn't have bought the X Pro 3. Whenever I was deciding on what camera to buy, I was really leaning heavy towards the X100V. But the issue is I do not like the 35mm focal length. That bugs me. That X100 V the X100 line has to be 35mm focal length. I swear, if they would just make even like a 40 or just a 28 or a 40mm equivalent, I mean, things would be so much better. So if they had like a instead of on their 23 f2, if they had an 18 f2, and if they had a 27 f2, oh my gosh, those things would fly off the shelves getting different variants. But I don't want to put adapters on there, and because I was like, well, you can put an adapter on there, I was like, I might as well buy the X Pro 3 because then I can play with different lenses. But I only need that 28mm focal length, and I can do portraits. I can do that lens at 1.7. I think it's a Sumerite or Suma something. I can do portraits with that. I can do travel with that. It's small enough. I mean, it's hefty as shit. But anyway, Marcus Lloyd shoots with the Leica Q. Love the shots he gets out of that thing. Love the way that he composes everything. Love how he shoots on his Fujifilm medium format camera. I mean, the guy's just super talented. One of the people that I actually really enjoy. But even them, even these people that you really like to watch on YouTube, they don't always post. They actually hardly ever, if they've ever posted their misses. And I think it's important to post your misses because I don't ever for 1 second want people to think like, oh, someone walks out and shoots shots and they're all hits and that's all they're posting. Dude, I'm telling you right now, if you shoot digital at all, you're probably going through like 300-400 shots in a sitting. I mean, I've got like, since the beginning of this year, probably about 10,000 photos that I've taken, dead ass, not even lying, probably over exaggerated, but I've got a lot of photos in my Lightroom album to where I'm kind of concerned that 8 terabytes isn't going to be enough to last me throughout the next 4 years. To go along with that, a lot of people, they've been trained to be kind of down on their misses. They'll go out and they'll go for a photo walk because they don't like any of the photos, or they don't think they'll get likes, or they don't think the photos will, get a lot of press or get a lot of love. They think that, I might as well not even put this out there. And it kind of sucks because anytime you're taking photos, you're telling a story. And as long as you're capturing part of that story, the sequence of photos that captures that story are all worth it. They're all valuable and they're all something that means something. And, it's unfortunate that now we're taught you have to have one photo tell the story. And that's just not the case. Plain and simple. More than one photo tells a story. If I'm going out and about and I've got a birthday party, of course, taking a photo of a kid eating a cake, boom, blowing out the candles, that's the photo. That tells me I'm at a birthday party. But there's so many things beyond that. There's the kids running around. There's the spill of juices. There's the freaking piñata being hit and stuff like that. There's, the families, the tios. And if you're Hispanic, you understand that a little kid's birthday party is for only 45 minutes. And then after that, it turns into everyone having, just a drink off. And so you have that. You have the adult after party. You've got all these things going on. You've got all these things that encapsulate a moment in time, and it's not just that one single moment. And so I kind of try to not ever make it seem like, because I'm not a professional in anything, dude. Even if I was a professional, again, I've got a website up, I've got some client work and stuff, but I don't take hardly anything because I just don't have all the time in the world to go out and shoot like I want to. People don't want to shoot in the evening, it kind of sucks. They want to shoot middle of the day or on weekends, and I don't like to give up my weekends that I have with my fiance because we have a lot of fun together. So it makes it hard for the dream to come true. But you know, I just feel like people think like, okay, if you're a portrait photographer, you hit every shot. Like, that's what's hip now. These street photographers in this one shot of this train, that's what's hip now. And they're telling the story with that. And, you know, these guys are perfect. They don't have any hits. And even though they've never said that, that's the way it comes off to us in our mind, because we're predisposed to thinking that this person is at a level that we could never be at. These people are at a level that we can never be at. Yo, I've got like 120 subscribers or followers on Instagram. Okay, my shots aren't shit. I'm putting all the hashtags. They're just not that good. You know, I'm at most getting maybe 40 likes. I mean, the shots just aren't that good. They're just not falling. You know, and so, but I'm not looking to do that. I'm looking to post things that I like on there. I'm looking to, on Instagram, follow people that I like their shots. Majority of my time, I don't think I've ever put more than one of my own posts up on my story, because I like to give other people press. I like to give other people their shine, because no matter who you are, whether you've got 5 followers or 300 followers, the shots you're taking and the stories you're telling are something. They are art, and they are beautiful in the way that they're beautiful. You don't need someone to post your shit on Fuji Mag for you to feel like you're a part of something. You know what I'm saying? I got a homie, Young Ansel, who, you know, he's been posting since January of this year, and, you know, his page is growing because he takes fantastic shots. But here's the thing, he's gotten features with Fuji Mag. You know, he has people reposting stuff all the time. If no one reposted his stuff and Young Ansel still only had 50 followers, he still would be a fantastic fucking artist. Why? Because he takes fantastic fucking shots. The likes, the shares, the refollows, or whatever in the world this stuff's even called, doesn't matter for shit when it comes to who you are as a person and who you are creatively. All that it means is sometimes you've hacked an algorithm, or you know, you've got some good momentum. That's great. I've got 525 followers at the time of making this video in less than 6 weeks. That's not the average thing. The average thing on YouTube is that in the first 100 videos, you usually have 1 follower per 100 videos, and then from there, the algorithm picks you up and starts pushing you through. I don't have that. I've got 5 times that, which is great for me. That's fantastic. I'm not at 100 videos yet, but at the same time, that doesn't mean shit. Because if I was still making these videos and it was only 30 followers, I would be making this exact same content, because this is who I am. This is me. This has nothing to do with trying to be anything, and I don't establish my worth based on YouTube. I came from a social media platform where I had 60,000 followers. You know, that doesn't really mean much. It really doesn't. You know, as soon as I jumped off that, you know, I didn't wake up the next morning thinking, man, you know what, I wish I was still on TikTok. I did not. You know, I literally got 60,000 followers. I jumped from 3,000 to 60,000 in the matter of a month. And I never thought like, oh, you know what, man, I really wish I would have kept that going. I don't even think about it. I don't think about any of these things. This is my 3rd Instagram account. I don't think about a majority of this stuff, because, you know, in the long run, it doesn't matter. This doesn't pay my bills. If this ever does pay my bills, shout out to everyone here helping me pay my bills with the views, but it's not going to help me pay my bills. This is something I'm doing more as therapy, damn it, for the fact that I've been in quarantine for basically a year, haven't been able to go see people, and I don't like being in my own home half the day because, well, I just get bored with work. So don't let people box you in, man. Like, don't let the algorithm box you in, the likes and things like that. Some of you have talked about wanting to start your own YouTube channel. Dude, do it. Because if anything, it's fun for you. Post 1 video every 3 weeks. That's fine. I do this every day because I have the time, because I'm on salary. I make my own schedule, and because I get my work done, so I can do shit like this and not feel bad about it, because this isn't affecting anything. Okay, not everyone has this luxury. I work from home. It's a lot easier for me. But, like, you know, make a video once every 3 weeks. Develop your film. Make a video of it. Like, people like seeing it. Like, share your art with the world. And when it comes to online, some of the people that I follow on Instagram are so damn talented, it's ridiculous. Jason S. Myers, or Mayers, I want to call you Mayers, but I don't know if it's Mayers or Myers, my bad. Last time I checked, he only had like maybe under 300 followers, and the dude is incredibly gifted as hell. Ridiculous. J.A. Kiefer, Young Ansel, people, insert content. There's this guy, oh my gosh, insert content. I think his name is Michael. At insert content. Just talented as hell people, 56 millimeter, etc. These are people that are like, damn it, dude. They're so good at what they do. They're so great at taking photos. They capture a mood, they capture an essence, and they're taking photos of people, of their family, their surrounding, like things that I love, that inspire me. And you know, they're not getting name dropped like Kyle McDougal. They're not getting, you know, shit sent to them. Like, they're just people that go out of their way. This isn't something that they're trying to do to boost themselves and to get cash. They love doing photography. They love taking photos. They love going out and making something happen. And I love that. And that's the thing, is regardless of how many likes and follows and reshares and stories they get put on and things, that doesn't change the fact that they're talented, and that their photos and that the emotions they're capturing and the moments they're catching carry weight with not only them and their family, but with people like me, because it's inspiring. And so, you know, I think that when it comes to shooting all these things, you know, and I bring it back again to film, you know, film, you can make mistakes and people will still think it's cool. But I say poster mistakes anyway, you know, whether it's digital or film. I mean, I'm just lucky that if I'm shooting film and I get a blurry shot and whatnot, people will think it's artistic because of grain. Oh, let me shoot that bitch in black and white. People will think it's super artistic and intentional. Do I plan on sharing these online? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't. It depends on how quick CVS gets them back to me. Do I plan on, you know, like making film videos and photo walks? I don't know. I don't know what I plan on doing. All that I know is I'm going to keep making content and keep putting photos out there because it's what I enjoy doing right now. That's it. This isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. This isn't a scheme to get sponsored, to get stuff given to me. I've had the people at Pear Gear and Viltrox already offer stuff. I've said no because, you know, I don't want to ever come off as like I don't want to give a good review because someone's giving me something. Even more, I don't want to have to pay and buy shit just for you to be able to make me an ambassador. It's weird. So, you know, it's just keep posting your shit. Keep shooting film. It's fun. Keep shooting digital. The X Pro 3 is the reason why, you know, I don't jump full into film, because every time I want to jump into film, I put on that Kodachrome film simulation, film recipe, and I'm fine. You know, keep with your point and shoots. Keep just doing anything. Keep taking pictures. That's it. Keep taking pictures. My favorite photographers online, they don't always post their misses, but I know they have misses. I know they do. And I know that's what makes some of it better, because there's always times where you're like, man, you know, I wish I'd have gotten better shot of that. But the ones that you hit, it makes it that much better. You could shoot 40 shitty photos, and if you have one that hits, you're like, you really, really fall in love with that one that hits. And so I have no idea where I went with this one. I was talking about film. I was talking about posting your misses. And I was talking about, because film, people like your misses because they think it's still artistic. There it is, because of the grain, because it's hip right now. And then I started talking about Marcus Lloyd, one of my favorite photographers, Leica Q, X100V, poster misses, the algorithm, because people don't post their misses. That's what it is. People don't post their misses. But anyway, man, hopefully you guys had fun with this one. I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm gonna get to it and finish my shake, and I'll catch you guys later, man. So have a good one.